Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is it's a test, but you need to go above and beyond. I mean, who doesn't go above and beyond when it's a test? Is it just how I am? I mean, because, you know, if it's a test, I'm going to go above and beyond. Hello? Okay, let me quit. Let me just get a few cards. There's a possibility. I watched the saddest video this morning. It was a crab, and it's old, and it was eating some, I think, like golden radish or something like that. And it was talking about how, like, if the crab is old, it's a pet crab. If the crab, and it was wearing a hat. Oh my God, I was just so sad. It was wearing a hat. And they said that if the crab is old, molting becomes very, very dangerous for it because it can get stuck, or it can, just a whole bunch of different things. And so the poor crab couldn't even eat its favorite food, the golden radish. I'm so serious. I was like really invested in the story. I was so invested into it, and it was just like, poor crab. And they were playing that song in the background. So it's been stuck in my head since. It's gonna be okay, girl. All right. Here goes. So I'm getting the cards ready. I did locate my Moldavite, and I'm going to be taking pictures of it later on today. So if Moldavite is something that you have just absolutely been waiting for me to be willing to let go of, because y'all know I'm a crystal hoarder. Y'all know this about me. Then just wait a little bit longer. Wait a little bit longer. It'll be on the website, evolve.com. I have a lot of things that are going on the website that I just really need to stop holding on to. All right. Here goes. Let's get this party started. Speaking of parties, I'll be live tomorrow to do expedites, past life readings and stuff. So let's get started. Forbidden in reverse. This is telling me that whatever option you thought was once forbidden, it's no longer forbidden. It's no longer forbidden. It's definitely something that you're going to need to consider. These are things that you need to make sure, like really, really, really make sure that you allow yourself to consider. You might have an opportunity that can change your life, but if you're not considering it because previously it was not an option for you, then you're going to miss out on something tremendous. I don't want you to miss out on something tremendous. Okay. So the Warrior in reverse. I read the most beautiful thing yesterday. I'm going to look for it really quick, and I'm gonna, I believe I put it on here. I did. It says, honey, do not let your beautiful mind become a battlefield. Just because someone has shown you their weapons does not mean you have to accept the war. Those who try to break you are expecting you to be in fight mode. Conquer them with your peace. So a world where everyone, ooh, am I still live? Hold on. Okay, I'm still live. All right. Is it dark? Hold on. Hold the phone. Is this better? A little bit brighter. Let's see. Okay. That works. That works. So here's the thing. In a world that is so ready to fight over the most random things, don't fall for that. There's an energy harvest that's been going on for quite some time now, and falling into that type of cycle, behavioral pattern, it's going to suck you into that energy harvest. So you have to make sure that you really just, chillax with that. Unless you absolutely have to engage in conflict, don't engage in conflict. Okay? Don't engage in conflict. It's going to be perfectly fine. You are going to be perfectly fine. You need to find options that will get you to that space of fine. Okay? That's worth your effort. That's worth your energy. And I'm wondering if that's part of what the test is, to see if you will continue to participate in the different types of programs that are currently being run. Right? Right? So that's sometimes the most powerful act of rebellion is an act done in silence. Okay? So keep your focus on the things that you need to focus on. Put your energy towards the things that you need to put your energy into. And really, just really be mindful. They're going to be cranking up. Michael says I can't say it. It's going to be fine, but I'm just saying, be mindful. Don't be surprised if your local environment begins to feel much more aggressive. Just let that roll off your back, okay? Again, unless you absolutely have to engage, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. So differences in reverse. You're no different than the person. The next person is no different than you. We are all going through our own little thing that no one else knows we're going through. We're all having to deal with things that, maybe we're not sharing. People don't need to know your story, and you don't need to know other people's story. We have to exit out of that survival mindset. Okay? That mindset, if you adopt it for yourself, where it's like, people don't even know what I'm going through. They don't have to. It's not necessarily their job, their obligation to cater to you, because they're going through something as well. And if you're going to put your needs aside with the logic of, well, people are going through things, and so I have to tiptoe through life to make sure that I don't trigger or upset people because I don't know if they're going through something, that's a waste of your energy as well. This is the start of a new way of being, a way so old, so archaic, that we don't remember being this way. That pretty much everyone alive, excuse me, are there though? Like 2 or 3 of them? I'm asking Mikey if there's still people alive who remember this way of being. He goes, like, how many? Like 2 or 3 of them? Do they look old? Look young, right? I would assume that they would look maybe like mid-20s. Have I met one before? I'm just saying, I'm super curious now. Like, that would be like what, basically semi-immortal? Have I ever come across one? There's like 2 or 3 of them. Ooh, are they friends? Do they avoid each other? Ooh, maybe I should talk about it on TikTok. I don't know. I don't know, but that's fascinating. That's fascinating. Yes, the newer babies remember. The newer babies definitely remember, but they've incarnated into this life. They're not remembering from the same life that was lived when this was the norm. That's super fascinating. I like that. All right, so beauty. Find the beauty in any situation that you find yourself in, okay? I'm not talking about pretending there's no problem. I'm talking about recognizing this problem is providing you a solution, maybe for the problem you're facing right then and there, or maybe a solution for a problem that's been in the back of your head for quite some time now. Every single thing that you go through is something that can eventually get you through whatever it is you're needing to get through. Just saying. I'm just saying. Hold on. All right. Excuse me. Cycles. These are nothing but cycles, okay? We consistently go through these different types of cycles. The cycles are happening faster and faster. I have a choice to make right now. As I contemplate the choice that I need to make, the two of you that have paired together to do some dark magic on me right now while I'm live, I'm aware of what you're attempting. How powerful does one have to be not be afraid? To be aware and not simply revert into a space of reactionary behavior. So I'm contemplating. Should I make an example of you? Should I do so publicly? Or should I just quietly address you? I have capacity you don't understand. It doesn't come from books or grimoires. My knowledge of what you're doing is not even contained in Guaisha. The question is, did you pick the wrong one on the right day or the right one on the wrong day? Will I allow you to rock me from my peace and encourage me to step into my valley of shadows? Or will I lock you in my valley of shadows and allow what lurks there to handle you? There's far too much information that is released intentionally. People who don't have the capacity, the maturity, nor the intelligence gain access to information that will really get them a massive lesson. My decision here is, do I want to be your teacher? And in what way do I want to teach you? That sensation you feel in your core. You think I'm just gently talking? This is not a poker face. I have your entire chakra system prepared right now, both of you, simultaneously, to be ripped out of your etheric bodies. I can do so without even halting my conversation. So what should I do? I have the freedom to revert back to an old space of being, or to choose a new path. How about this? I'm going to continue my grip on your entire chakra system. And your shields, incantations, sigils, and all these things you're trying doesn't work on me. I'm a different type of soul. See, you couldn't tell because that's how powerful my protection is. You are not allowed to see anything I do not give you permission to see. And whatever I give you permission to see, I promise you it's not on the inside. It's a projection on the outside of my outermost perimeter shield. You never touch my energy, ever. And maybe you just found me on TikTok and you wanted to test. Maybe you're mad about what I said about Toth. He is a low-key hoe bag. I'm going to keep holding your chakras. I'm going to carry on with my reading. And whatever happens from this point out, you have earned whatever I choose to do. You have earned it. I accept your gratitude in advance. You're about to learn something massive today. But I won't give you the cliff notes. I'll allow you to live through it so you understand. When you see someone sitting in their peace, you probably should leave them in that. I'm not even mad. You're a fledgling. You're a fledgling. If you've gotten hold of things you don't have the maturity to handle yet, you absolutely picked the right one on the wrong day. You did. Clicking off the live will not release you. Maybe my next video on TikTok will be about bilocation. Maybe it'll be about the Melchizedek cloister of the Emerald Order. Maybe it'll be about the Oraf. It's okay. You'll learn. I was made to look this way for a reason. So that people like you would underestimate me. It's okay. You'll learn. The way you'll learn and what you'll learn, that's still up in the air though. Keep watching, might as well. So, reminder in reverse. For some people, it's like your soul keeps reminding you of these different things, but you're not listening. And when you don't listen, what ends up happening is your soul will find other ways to teach you, will find other ways to get your attention. For those of you who are sensitive to energy, you might begin to feel a warmth and a presence behind you. Focus. Focus. I think what's happening right now is this shifting in, there's a shifting in the capacity of existence. And what I mean by that is the capacity by which you exist. That's being allowed to shift. That's definitely being allowed to shift. There's a coming home of energy. There's a coming home of potentiality. There are options that you maybe didn't consider as options before, but they are absolutely options right now. You know what I'm saying? Hmm. There's a lot of shifts of energy. A lot. There's a lot of shifts of energy, and these shifts are going to accelerate the learning process for many people. For many, many people. Hmm. Do you guys feel that, like kind of like a tingling, pulsating on the upper portion of your forehead? Or is it just me? Is it because my forehead is so big? Is it just me? um, hmm, hmm. It's a beautiful shift. Well, to me, it's a beautiful shift. Um, to malignant people, it's probably not so beautiful. It's probably not. Some of you might begin to feel like this ice fire sensation, this alternating between very, very cold and then very, very hot and then very, very cold and very, very hot. Kind of like Ben Gay icy hot, you know, those muscle relaxing creams, like that. It's like this interplay between feminine and masculine energies. My counterpart is in this space, and I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to push it away. There's this interplay between the energies, and this interplay is really seriously and massively shifting morphogenetic plates, the templates, you know. I'd say this is a tremendous potentiality that's being allowed to occur. I would say this is a very tremendous potentiality. If you allow yourself to consider the different potentials, again, that you once upon a time did not consider as a potential, then things begin to shift and settle into place. It doesn't fall into place, it doesn't get dropped into place. It settles gently and clicks in. And that can't be removed once it clicks. Meditation in reverse. So this isn't necessarily something where you're being asked to empty your thoughts. I think it's more of this thing of being encouraged by soul to allow your thoughts to come front and center. What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to accomplish? What is it? Are you getting to a point where the frustration of life, the frustration of this and that, and yada, 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 has really gotten you bent out of shape? Are you forgetting who you are? Are you getting to a point where you just really, right? You're becoming ambivalent. Um, hmm. There's this word. Oh God, I saved it, I believe. It's so fascinating to me. I was like, ooh, I like it. I like it. Hold the phone, hold the phone. Or maybe it didn't save it. I don't know. My phone is so caught up with so many videos. It's ridiculous. I don't know. What's it? Hold on. Let me look it up. Because I can't let it go now. Now I'm fixated. Rectitudinous. Okay. It's not fleckless. Was it flecker? I had to remember the word. What is this? It's a dance step. Okay, let me stop. Let me stop. So trapped. This is a mental cage. This is not, you're not actually stuck. It's a mental cage, okay? You definitely have to allow yourself to recognize that the cage door is open. For those of you sensitive to energy, you might suddenly feel a lot of movement. There's a lot of movement. You might feel your eyeballs begin to kind of shift. I'm not doing anything to anyone. I'm not shifting energy or any of that. I'm just narrating. It's a lot of shifts, a lot. So Homeland Foundation, there's this coming home. There's this space of creation that's being allowed to be accessed. And if you tap into that, your ability to manifest the positivity, not just, it's so much easier to manifest negativity because we become so fixated on the negative. We don't have as many reservations and as much resistance to fixating on the negatives in life. We have a tendency to have all of these different stumbling blocks that we put in front of ourselves when we're trying to manifest the positivity. So it's about being able to shift into a space where you're more able, more apt, more aplomb with manifesting the positivity that you'd like. Okay. Oh, okay. A resolution is being put into place. Union, Homeland Foundation, hand fasting. This has to do with some like bonded pair type work. Not, and I want to very much clarify. This doesn't have to do with a person you've identified as your twin. It doesn't. It has to do for a very small few with a person who actually is. About 97%. Like literally like 97% of the people who swear up and down that they've, found their divine counterpart. It's not. I hate to say that. No, that's a lie. I don't hate to say that. I just say it, right? And then I try and remind myself that, you're probably going to shake up someone's world because they're convinced that this person is someone they have some type of right over. All right. So a lot of this shifting that's occurring, well, maybe that's what you didn't consider as a possibility in the past, and now it's something that maybe you are willing to allow yourself, like, is this an option? I'm not talking about the romance. You can't just decide who to be romantic with. That's like, that's weird. I'm serious. That's weird. That's just weird. You don't like look at someone and then just decide, not become aware of the feeling your soul is giving you. I'm talking about the people who look at you and they just decide like, oh yeah, no, you're going to be mine. What? That's weird. It's weird. That's not, I don't think that's very healthy psychology. And that's just my opinion. I don't think that's a very healthy psychology because that sets you up for a lot of misery created by you. So, someone's asking, well, then how can you tell? You allow time to show you. You allow time to show you. You allow them to have a natural, very organically timed process where no one is doing it by like this consciously created timeline. No. It's this process of allowing them to fold, allowing yourself to unfold, and allowing that process to kind of just be what it is and show you what you need to see. But literally, about 97% of the people who identify someone as a twin flame, twin ray, whatever it is, it's not. Did the screen just flicker? Everyone who's been massively disrespectful of my space, my sovereignty, they've all used the whole twin concept as justification of the bastardly behaviors, you know? So be careful. Be careful that you don't unknowingly step into that position of being that person, okay? So there's some of this confirmation that for a small few, there will be a reconnection that's allowed to occur. Again, this is not a romantic reading, okay? I don't feel romance in this. It feels like work is being pushed forward. Power in reverse. For the one in that pair that feels a little bit powerless, wow. It's to allow a deficit to begin to exist within you so that there is a need and an opening for the other component to fit right in. It'll be like a custom fit glove. It's very fascinating. I see a lot of like code glitches and a lot of shifting. Ooh. So, alchemist. For some, you're going to find this process by trying to create some type of alchemical change. You can't. For those that this is supposed to happen to, this is Palladorian level. Palladorian contracts cannot be renegotiated. They cannot be amended. You cannot write some type of addendum. I'm seeing a lot of flashes. Do you guys see that on your end? Like my screen will flash black. Oh. Imagination. You're not imagining things, okay? For those that need to go through this process, you probably have an elevation in your soul's purpose. Those who have an elevation in their soul's purpose, calm down. Doesn't mean you're better than everyone. It doesn't. Those who have an elevation in their purpose have a tendency to have more access. Let's put this on the screen. Those who have an elevation in their purpose, it's this thing of you have access to more abilities, more potentiality, simply because you're needing that to better help other people, right? You're needing that to better help others. So it's a space of service. It's this thing of really, 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 really just needing to know you are needed here and not allowing yourself to be rocked from center, to lose focus. There is communication happening between you and your soul. And this communication that's happening absolutely needs to be allowed to be fully taken in, right? And if you're going to allow yourself to be distracted by things that are irrelevant, then, you know, you're not going to receive the message properly. You're not going to receive the message properly. And then you're going to be missing components, and those missing components are probably going to be important tidbits of information that you're going to need later. How many times has there been an attempt to distract me today? How many times? How many times will I allow myself to be distracted? How many times will I allow myself to give the appropriate amount of attention to the things that need to be addressed and ignore the things that don't? Life is not going to take it easy on you during this period. It's just not, because this is the period of testing. Allow the people who are sent to you as nothing but pebbles in your shoe to be ejected from your shoe. You don't have to collect pebbles in your shoe just to prove that you can. You definitely don't. You definitely don't. You can pick and choose exactly what it is that you will do, that you will give your energy to, right? I didn't even fully read the comment, nor am I looking at it. I read enough to know you want attention, put you on the screen. How's that make you look? Summer in reverse. So here's the thing, whether summer is in reverse or upright, the thing is this: it's still summer, and summer is the perfect time to grow. The summer is the perfect time. It has the perfect temperature. It has the perfect amount of light, the perfect conditions to really, really grow everything you need to grow. But if you're going to be growing things in the summer, you want to start in the spring. And that is what's important. For many of us, we end up thinking of the things that we need as kind of like just a side thought. It has to be front and center. There is no point in purchasing a plant sometime in the middle of summer. There's like, 5 weeks left of summer, but this plant takes 8 or 9 weeks to go to full maturity. You have those weeks where the plant is really not going to grow. I did that a few times already where I planted something a little too late. It'll still grow, but the full harvest, the full bounty, it wasn't there. It needed more time, but the snow came and all of that. So it didn't really do what it needed to do in the time that it needed to do it, right? It didn't really do any of that. It got almost, and then it was like, it's too cold, and the plant died. So that's the thing. You have to know some things, many things. It requires that advanced planning, that advanced action and investment of your time and your energy. So here's the thing. There are things that might be happening very, very soon. I don't know that they're major things, but it feels like the things that are going to be happening very soon might fly under the radar, but this is the work that's being done before you see the plant come out of the ground, before you see the seedling, right? So most, if the conditions are just right, most of what happens is really hidden beneath the surface. So when I go ahead and I prepare my seeds, they usually, I don't see any activity for like 5 to 7 days, and I keep them in a very humidity controlled space. It's like a mini greenhouse, and I use a heating pad, and I use full spectrum lights. So that's like, and I also use quite a bit of soil amendments to really encourage growth. Most will take about 7 to 10 days for you to see any growth above the surface. So that's the thing. What you're doing right now is that prep work that maybe other people don't notice. Maybe you don't notice it yourself, but your soul is preparing you to be bountiful in a few months. You're about to see in a few months just how much work was done behind the scenes, right? Own everything about your life. Allow yourself to really just love yourself. Anyone else wants to criticize? I'm actually 43. Oh, wait. Yes, I'm 43. I'm about to be 44 in a couple months. That's okay. Is that okay? Am I the wrong age too? Like people will always have something to say. They will. They will look for things. They will. It's up to you what you do with that. Most things should just be ignored. Most things that we ignore are things we need to do something about. If we can get ourselves situated properly with space, then we'll get out of those upside down cycles of ignoring the things that we should not ignore and paying attention to the things that just waste our time. Right? Does that make sense? Did I mix that up? I also have learning disabilities. I have sensory integration problems, Asperger's. Yeah. I have dyslexia. I have ADHD. I have all of these different letters that are placed beside my name to create a sense of pathology. The fact is, I've never been more fit in my life. My body feels powerful. I still embody youthful energy. I live in a very youthful manner. I now finally, thank God, it took me 40 something years to get to this point. I love my face. There's nothing about my face or my expressions that I would change. I love my personality. I love who I am. And you know how I know this? Because if I wasn't me, one of my friend. And with all those ABCs of pathology placed in my chart, I'm so ridiculously intelligent. I learn things so quickly, and I don't need other people to validate all of these powerful things about myself. I would say that's just fucking amazing. I would say, as someone who has lived for so long seeking validation, I finally realized what I'm sitting on is a throne, and you will never dethrone me. Never. Get to a point where you feel like that. And yeah, no, I'm not even wearing foundation. Boo. I'm serious. I'm not wearing foundation. I haven't sprayed any dewy anything. Yeah. You are my biceps. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You can have fun with yourself in life. It doesn't have to be at other people's expense. And it doesn't have to be only after they give you permission. That's part of the test. The test where you have to really, really decide for yourself. Are you going to actually truly live, or are you simply going to continue to barely exist so that you don't offend people who are offended by the fact that they have to exist beside something so amazing as you? I'm saying, you're lucky I'm exiting out of my petty phase, because I would have said, like, boo, you might have an issue with my face, but I'm still cuter than you, and I'm probably twice your age, but I still look younger. I'm saying, I would just say that to piss you off, but I'm done with that. So yeah. It's a very beautiful thing to be able to truly and genuinely stay within your peace, not simply be able to shut yourself up and shut yourself down to the degree that you can put on a poker face. There's nothing poker about my face. Poker face, poker face, poker face, poker face, poker face, poker face. I'm just saying. I'm saying. I'm really feeling myself right now. Feeling myself because it's a good day to feel yourself. That's it, you know? Yeah. That's it. That's it. Homecoming in reverse. So with this card, it's this sense of like something is coming home, but you need to make sure it's something you want in your home. You need to make sure that it is something you want in your home, your mental home, your emotional home. I'm just saying, do you have something in your house communication that causes you to continuously communicate in a way that is not in honor of the true gravity of you, right? I mean, I meant what I said when I was here and emotional just a few days ago, talking about I want to more responsibly use the time that you gift me with. Like when we share this space, I want to be more responsible with what I do with that time. It's a new era, baby. Old Emmy's coming back. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing that people need to know. Old Emmy is coming back, but current Emmy is not going anywhere either. If you want to fuck around and find out, that's on you. What you're going to find out, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But me, my personal choice is to harness my capacity to be as responsible as I possibly can be with such a sacred space and people who are so sacred to me. It's a very, very beautiful place to exist right now. In a world full of turmoil, a world where everyone wants to fight about something. Even if you have an issue with my face, set the phone down and keep listening, because the reality is this. You still keep coming back because the words I speak are fucking resonating. Right? They're resonating. They're resonating. There's resonance there. It's okay. My value is not contingent on my aesthetics. It's just not. I possess something that can never be taken from me. Aspects of a soul so old. There's really nothing that I need to be afraid of. There's nothing I need to shy away from. There's no conversations that I should not have. I want you to join me in that same space where you can show up and truly be present for yourself. Truly feel the full gravity of you. Not just because I told you you have gravity, but because you feel it. Clearance in reverse. Allowing yourself to know that some things don't need to be swept away. They don't need to be swept under the rug, right? Some things do. We have to begin developing the ability to discern to the degree that we know what needs to be swept away and what can just be left to be, okay? Cycles in reverse. There will be consistent effort to try and take your cycle upside down, to try and cause you, like really, really cause you to be in this space of doubting yourself. It's okay to question yourself, okay? For many of us, when we question ourselves, that's part of our self-regulatory process. To doubt yourself is to receive the answers when you question and continue to not believe it. Woo, those are different things. To doubt yourself is to consistently be given the truth, but still choose to believe the distorted views that really come from programs of other people's expectations of you. Right? An example of this, we'll use that person as an example, right? If I still participated in those types of programs, someone commenting on my face should have absolutely shook me. It should have made me feel like crap. It should have made me feel less than, that maybe I'm ugly, and because I'm not aesthetically pleasing, then my value is somehow lessened. My message is somehow diluted. No, no. And then what? Nothing. No. What happened instead? I allowed it to become a moment where I consciously chose to remind myself just how much I'm feeling myself today. I'm saying, I'm saying, and I'm not feeling myself because I did my makeup or anything like that. Really, mascara. I filled in my brows, had a little bit of blush, very little bit of blush, and that's about it. Chapstick. So, yeah, I think it's this thing of feeling like I really just love myself today. That of all the things that I've been through just in the past few weeks, past few months, and things that should have broke me, the things that should have made me feel embittered, it actually broke me open and had me fall like much deeper in love, not just with myself, but with this community. Like I told you guys, oh, now I'm going to get emotional. Stop it. I told you guys that I had saved all of these screenshots of both the positive and the negative comments. And it's like for every negative comment, there was maybe 20, 30 positive, just, and it's not comments of kissing my butt. It's comments of like, Emmy, this is how you affected me. What the hell? How did you do this? How did you affect me like this in the most profound way just by some random ass video? My life has changed. And it's like, oh my God, we're growing together. And it made me realize just how skewed my perception had become, and that needed to be corrected because we both deserve more from this, from us. The tests are not designed to make you fail. The tests are designed to challenge you to see just how much you've grown, how much stronger you've become, how much more intelligence you have cultivated. That's what the tests are for. I'd say I'm doing pretty well. I'm still dealing with like a lot of bullshit. Don't get me wrong. I'm not pretending the bullshit doesn't exist. Don't get me wrong. I'm accepting the bullshit as it is and knowing, giving myself credit for the steps that I'm taking to correct the bullshit. I'm also making a decision to not allow myself to get so engrossed in that bullshit that I think life itself is bullshit. There's so many different aspects of life that are so ridiculously beautiful. That's what I'm focusing on by choice. Not because I want to avoid, but because I know I have given that bullshit enough attention that it will be rectified. And there are other things that need my attention now, like you guys. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to finally find that center point, right? So respect at the center in all directions. Whew. Say that to yourself a few times. Respect at the center and in all directions. Respect at the center and in all directions. Love that. Love, love, love that. Blu-ray awakening. So we're reaching higher and higher levels of awareness of just how powerful we actually are, right? Never give someone so much power over you that they get to dictate the type of mood you will have, not even for 5 minutes, and especially not for the rest of the day. Never. Never allow that. Don't allow that. Don't do it. Okay? If you're mad, give yourself permission to be mad. Recognize what you're mad about. Find solutions to correct what made you mad. Okay? Oftentimes, the solution is as simple as choosing to leave that space, leave that environment, because not everyone should have access to you. Not everyone should have access to you. Betrayal. Ooh. Now, did they betray you? Or did you betray yourself because your intuition already told you what type of F-nut that person is? You already knew your allergy to nuts. I'm saying, but you chose to still play with those nuts. Serious question. Who betrayed who? Right? This is not about finding fault. This is about recognizing how powerful you are, and that if you make different choices, you will get different results. Right? Ooh, ooh. There was something that I saw. Ooh. Oh my God. Hold up. Ooh. This, I was like, Is it this? Yes, it's this. Hold on. Let me make sure it has no music stuff because, you know. You guys need the full video. It's not a bad video, but I totally was like, ooh, boo, baby boo, look how cute you are. That's what I said. And then I was like, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this to the degree that I just need to save it. Here, let's watch it together. All right. I don't know if you can hear it, but.
It's your daily reminder that she did not want to be your friend. She wanted to be you. And for that, you should forgive her, because can you imagine waking up every single day wanting to be someone you'll never be? That's a full-time job, babe. Cut her some slack.
What about? Right? So this is about recognizing people's limitations and how their limitations are projected out into their environment, and knowing when that's not your mess, that's not your monkey, not your circus, baby boo. I'm just saying. Okay? You don't have to be the facilitator. Okay? Okay. Not flying monkeys, not any type of monkeys. I'm just saying. There will be people who see you and want to be you. Let them resolve their traumas on their own. I'm not trying to make a joke out of someone else's trauma responses and avoidance of their life. Let them get the therapy they need. I'm not going to be your therapy. I'm going to continue with my life. And you can continue to try and be whatever it is you choose to be, but I'm not going to be there to witness it. I'm just not. It's okay for you to put your socks on one foot at a time. Do you know anyone that puts socks on both feet at the same time? Do you guys know anyone that does that? Someone who puts both socks on at the same time? That's someone who's trying too hard. That's someone who's not giving themselves the time and the space to be the wildflower that they are. This right here. I was told by a nurse, all the friends I have are on FB. Social media can gift you with amazing, amazing people as friends. How profound is that? That you are so profound, and I know many of us are like this. We are so profound to the degree that even people who didn't grow up with us can see the value in us, right? They can see the value in us, they appreciate us, they count us as their friends. That's not pitiful. That's called expansion. It's called expansion. I am not ashamed or feel pitiful at all that every single last person that I have in my life that I cherish like family are people who found me on social media. That's not pitiful. That is not a testament to the pitifulness of your life. That is absolute proof of the programs we have been enduring as members of society. We have been programmed to be so separate that we can no longer resonate with each other in local environments. That's not a me problem, honey. That is a we problem. Right? It's a beautiful thing when you allow yourself to be in the spaces that you're designed to be in. Never feel badly that you have friends, regardless of where your friends are. Yeah, at one point in my life, I was taking stock of like who I had around me. And I was like, wow, I have the most amazing people around me. These women are so intelligent. They're so respectful. They're very driven in their career. They're very family oriented, just really beautiful people, right? It was a very healing experience for me. They were all strippers. They were all exotic dancers. For one reason or another, that was a career path they chose. And it has nothing to do with their value, their worth, their gravity. And it wasn't this thing of like, oh, I'm going to be cool with strippers. No, nor was it this thing of, oh my God, you're so cool. Wait, what? I didn't know that's what you do for work, right? It was just this thing of, I really adore you. Thank you for being in my life. You're amazing. I don't care what you do for work. You show me you. You're not performing for me. You're not putting on some show. You're showing me you. You are beautiful, inspirational. You are healing to my fractured soul. How could I not love someone who makes me feel like their presence heals me? Be careful of how you allow other people to shame you into this space of their perception of the environment you keep is indicative of your lessened value because they don't approve of your friends. I'm friends at this point with all sorts of different people from all walks of life. I have friends who are CEOs of multi-million-dollar corporations. You'd never tell they're so humble. It's ridiculous. It's amazing. I also have friends who are homeless. I'm like, how the hell do you manage to get on the live every single day. They get up early and they go either to the outside of a coffee shop, they go into Target, they go wherever they can to get that free Wi-Fi, putting so much effort just to share space with me. How could I not love you? How could I not? How can that not like cause me to personally feel like I gotta even show up even more today and give even more today? You already went out of your way just to do this with me. I need to match that effort, match that energy. It's a very beautiful life that we can live in if we allow ourselves to create that beauty, to cultivate it, to understand the way other people fit into our life and the ways in which they enrich us with their presence, with their support, with this understanding that people who I didn't think, people who I didn't think would see me as someone who matters, they see me as someone who matters. It's beautiful. I hope at some point all of us begin to experience this. All of us begin to experience this space of centeredness that I am feeling right now. That's a beautiful, beautiful feeling. So the betrayal, and then comes a dark interference. It is this attempt to cause you to revert. That's okay. Life is a dance. It's not always just forward movement, right? It's not a sprint. It's not a marathon. It is a dance. There is this ebb and flow, forwards, backwards, just this very, very beautiful, beautiful thing. And it's up to us what we're going to do with that beautiful thing. It is up to us. Will you allow yourself to gain the flexibility to be able to dance with more grace through your life circumstance? What is it? Are you going to allow yourself? Or are you going to say, I can't dance? That's okay. You know that you can learn rhythm, right? You know that you can learn choreography, right? Yes. Some people are just naturally really, really, really phenomenal dancers. You don't have to be a phenomenal dancer. You just have to let yourself dance. You have to allow yourself to feel the rhythm from the song of your heart. Just allow. Natural endings. So again, this increased intensity. So a sense of betrayal, this dark interference, natural endings in reverse. Really, really trying to ensure that you remain in this mindset, this trapped mindset, right? No, 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 no. You are not trapped. You have never been trapped. You have given compliance and you have also given rebellion. That is what's caused you to experience the sensation, the experience of movement within your life, your decision to comply or rebel. You've never been trapped. Life is about choices. It's about knowing how to utilize causation and effect to your greatest potentiality. Back in 2016-ish, 2017-ish, yes. Yes. Michael broke my brakes on the RV. We were living in an RV full time. He broke my brakes intentionally. He broke the master cylinder. We were stranded. in a parking lot for about 5 months. I had a choice. Revert back to the same spaces of disempowerment. It'd get me out of the parking lot, but it would fully ensnare me. In order to get out of the parking lot quickly, I would need to call my mom and wire transfer money into my account to fix it. And that would come with an entire hailstorm of WTF. So I made the more difficult decision. I allowed myself to be fully present in what my life was teaching me. In that moment, what I needed to learn is exactly how strong I am, how strong the bond is between myself, my husband, and my children, and the gravity of what we can overcome together. I needed to experience what I experienced in order to give myself permission to step out of the gilded cage. I know how to exist inside one. I have been a kept bird for much of my life. Existing in a gilded cage and being thrown seeds to stop my squawking. Wings regularly clipped, so that even if I did escape, I couldn't go far. You see, when you go through things like that, sometimes what happens is you feel broken to the degree that you get quiet. When I got quiet, they stopped paying attention. When they stopped paying attention, I had the opportunity to naturally allow my feathers to grow. They became complacent. They thought I couldn't do it. So they began leaving the cage door open. They thought they broke me to that degree. Much like how a caterpillar goes completely mute as it enters into the process of becoming a butterfly, all I did was enter into a state of metamorphosis. How poetic. My RV was my cocoon. I rarely left that RV. Rarely. And everything I went through in those 5 months was beautiful, life-altering, set me on my path to the degree that I am the person who I am right now because of it. Because of it. When you allow yourself to be fully present for the tests that your life is presenting to you. Again, tests are not designed to ensure you fail. Tests are designed to challenge your perception of how much you know, to make you aware of how strong you are, to give you awareness of the areas where you need more fortification. Tests are good things. Tests are definitely good things. They're good things. They're inconvenient AF, don't get me wrong. They're inconvenient, but they are good. They're the good type of inconvenience. You allow yourself to be inconvenienced with other people's opinions day in and day out. Why don't you allow yourself to be inconvenienced by the things that will actually benefit you? You trade one inconvenience for another. I don't know if you realize this. We consistently throughout the day will trade one inconvenience for another. That's up to you. What are you going to do with that? Fire cleanser in reverse. Now, for some of us, this is meaning that you're going to become very, very passionate about something and you think this passion is what's going to cleanse your space. No. This passion is what's going to set everything on fire and burn everything to the ground. But here's the thing. As you burn everything to the ground, it's going to feel like a full-on deconstruction, demolition of your life. You're actually priming yourself to become the phoenix that rises from the ashes of your former existence. It's a very efficient way to get to the next stage of your growth, your healing, your spiritual journey, but it is challenging AF. So prepare to grow. That depth of challenge is going to grow you tremendously. Direction. You just intuitively know what direction to go into, but you talk yourself out of a lot of different things. The talking yourself out of the directions, the decisions, and all of that, it's what's creating more hardship for you. Just do it already. Just do it. You'll be fine. Just do it. Hidden moon in reverse. So you're going to enter into another space where you're going to start recognizing things and not avoid it. You're going to begin processing. For some of you, this might be expressed as a dark night of the soul, okay? That's a very viscerally felt process. It often will involve perception of like depression and things like that. I'm not a doctor, so I can't diagnose you or treat you for that. But just know it's a perception. The people who will experience the depressive type of experience, these are people who don't allow themselves to process their pain. So that's why it's going to feel that way, because now you're finally getting to see all of these emotions and thoughts that you've been stuffing down, okay? For those of us who mentally process the pain but don't emotionally process it, you might feel it as changes in your body, because your muscles, your physical body will store a lot of the traumatic memories. It will store it. Do you have a knot that just it won't go away? It's probably trauma. It's probably a knot of trauma, a concentration. If you have a lot of parasitic circumstance, you probably will have a lot of knots. It's because it has to do with bioelectricity and parasites. Renewal in reverse. Be careful about the concept of renewal. For many of us, we think we need to be renewed, but what we're really doing is intellectualizing this rejection of ourselves and this desire to be a completely different person than who you actually are. It's a very intellectualized thing, but it's still hurtful to the self, regardless. Wait. Michael just asked me, did I say hi to Esme? Is Esme here? She's not here. Oh, she is here. I don't know if you're still here right now, Esme. Hey. Card number 21, growth. Allowing yourself to just grow, okay? It's all right if you don't see the growth occurring. And oftentimes you're not seeing the growth occurring because you've closed your eyes to the potentiality that you can grow. Open your eyes. Many of us close our eyes because it's a form of avoidance, right? Many of us try our best to avoid. And it's like, sometimes that helps. Oftentimes it doesn't. So we need to be finding other coping mechanisms. Cosmic connection. Cosmic connection is about to turn on for you. This might be with another person. This might be with your higher self. It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. Transformation in reverse. The transformation will seem like your life is being turned upside down. I don't know that it's being turned upside down. It might be that it's more that you've been living in an upside down state, and now you're becoming aware of the way you've positioned yourself in your life because of other people's manipulations, right? Now, I want to be careful about that, what I just said, the other people's manipulations part. Don't begin identifying as a victim. When you identify as a victim, you open yourself to be victimized by other people. I'm not saying you deserve it or cause it. I'm saying that type of energy will draw people who have the capacity to victimize, and those people will then, like take up that invitation, right? So just be careful about that. Don't allow yourself to enter into a victim state, okay? And that doesn't mean, if people went out of their way to be hurtful and harmful, that, oh, it's okay. And that's not okay. No, that is not okay. People need to be held accountable, but you also need to not identify as a victim. You can see yourself as someone who was harmed if that was your truth. Someone harmed me. Someone projected their malignancy onto me. Am I a victim? No. They were opportunistic, and I didn't listen to my intuition. Now I'm listening to my intuition. They won't have that opportunity again. It's not me playing games with myself. It's not me trying to convince myself that I'm not this and I'm not that. It's me accepting and living and thinking, processing life with a reality that I am not a victim. I refuse to identify as a victim. I've had people try to victimize me. Some have been a little more successful than others in their attempts to be hurtful, harmful, malignant. Do I identify as their victim? No. Not identifying as your victim does not suddenly cause you to be immune to litigation. I'm just saying. That doesn't suddenly make you immune. Okay? So be fearless. Or you can let your fear be there and keep doing it anyways. Do what you need to do, even with the fear present. It's okay. It's okay. There are many, many things, empires that have been built, even with fear present. Right? Limitless. In reverse. Emptying out. This is showing me you are emptying out, right? It's like that ketchup jar. You're emptying out the limitations that other people have placed on you. Walk your truth in reverse. I think for many of us, whatever this truth is, we don't know what it is, and so we don't know how to walk it, right? We're very unsure. If you live in a household as a baby, if you live in a household with people who don't have the ability to walk, you have the ability to walk, but you've never seen someone walk. I would say it would probably take you longer because you don't have anyone to use as an example. But eventually you'll develop the muscles and the coordination to walk, right? So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Communication, allowing yourself to communicate your needs with your environment. And if those people have heard your needs and continue to forget, or they don't honor your needs, that probably means they didn't care about your needs. So you need to start making other decisions, okay? You need to start exploring other options. I don't know that you're being difficult. I think for some of you, people have just gotten so accustomed to being disrespectful. That's the harsh reality of it. People who have gotten accustomed to being disrespectful oftentimes will attempt to gaslight you into believing that you're just being difficult, right? So that's, again, something to keep in mind, all right? So surrender. Surrender to no one but yourself, to your soul. Allow your soul to be the very thing that guides you through the peaks and valleys of your lesson plan. Choices in reverse. So for some of you, you're going to be presented with an environment that's going to try and convince you that there's no other options. You can't be done. Well, those are the people that you say, kindly sit down and watch me. I'm serious. Whenever someone tells me it can't be done, watch me. I'll make it happen. Watch me. Celebration in reverse. Do you need a reason to celebrate? Can't you just celebrate the fact you exist? So my family, we don't really celebrate holidays. Like we have a tendency not to. Yeah. Because no one's going to tell me when to be happy, when to feel this, when to focus on that. We do that all year round. My kids are free to wear costumes all year round if they want. They don't get told to change out of it. Like if you want to. But I mean, you know, you're going to have an Iron Man mask on in the store. People going to look. I don't mind. As long as you're okay with people having a reaction. Right? We don't need a reason to celebrate. Like the past, how many days? We have gone and had like a Korean barbecue mukbang in the kitchen. Just because, right? With all the side fixins and everything. And we even purchased 2 electric tabletop grills so that we could grill it up in front of everybody in the house. Just because we felt like it would be a fun thing to do together. I am bean sprout, daikon, spinach pickled out, yo. I've had enough pickled radish. It was good though. It was real good, right? It's this thing of just being present is enough reason to celebrate. It's enough reason to celebrate. It just is. We don't do it every day. We do it when we feel like it. We do it especially on days we don't. What's that tell you? That if there's no reason to be happy, create a reason to be happy. If there's no reason to celebrate, create a reason to celebrate. Stop waiting for life to hand you the reasons, okay? Golden crown. Ooh, some of you are going to reach a level of awareness. That is jazz. Ooh. Unconditional love in reverse. Unconditional love is often mistaken for enablement. Stop it. That's the advice. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Yeah, no, just stop. Stop. Don't let people convince you that you need to give more than what you're already giving. That you need to give more than what you're capable of giving or wanting to give. Okay? Like, don't. I'm going to find one final card for us. We have a choice of Kuan Yin, Kali, Rumi, or mermaids. I want to hear your thoughts. Kuan Yin, Kali, Rumi, or mermaids. What you guys want? Oh, can I do a poll on here? Is that something that no. No, I cannot. Anywho. What kind of cards you guys want? I can't. I can't do a poll on StreamYard. Okay, so I see 2 mermaids. I see 2 Kalis. 3 mermaids. 2 Kuan Yins. 3 Kuan Yins. We got a Kiki in the house. Under the sea. There you see her, sitting there across the way. She don't got a lot to say, but there's something about her. I do Kuan Yin. I see a lot of Kuan Yins. Ooh, Lisa. Okay, we'll do one of each. Yeah. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Kiss the girl. Sha-la-la-la-la. I'm not even shuffling the deck. I'm just yanking a card from the center. Oh, that's 4 cards, you guys. That's 4 cards. Okay, I'm not going to do Rumi. Hold on. All right. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Y'all, there you see her sitting there across the way. She don't got a lot to say, but there's something about her. Don't know why you're dying to try. You wanna kiss the girl. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's do the mermaids first, just because. All right. So air. Excuse me. Breathing deep, entering into life, exchange of life-bringing energies. So, you know, I'm just saying, you know, it's this thing of be careful about making sure that it's an actual equal exchange, because there will be people who will be like asking for your air, but they just really want to suck the life out of you. So just be careful of that. For a moment, be still. Be still, pause in the breath, see what it feels like to be in the in-between moment. Now consciously begin the cycle of breathing, the intake of air, the pouring past your nostrils of the air, the sensation, the feeling, the expansion of the lungs, the slight moment before you release, then the beautiful moment when all that your body did not need, wish for, integrate is released, right? So taking in this potential in order to displace the doubt and allowing that displaced doubt to exit you, to be released, to dissipate. If you receive this card, the mistress of the deep breath, the merfolk, are asking you to explore the breathing you are doing, to make it conscious just for a time, until your own capacity to enter into the beauty of exchange with the trees and the ocean's beds of oxygen-creating plants becomes closer and more appreciated. You sometimes still believe you are separate and alone in the universe, but every breath you are breathing is not new. The same molecules that pass through others have been exchanged over and over again. Now it's your time to exchange the energy, to take it into you and to allow yourself to expand and feed your cells. It's time to challenge your own patterns of the most fundamental nature, your breathing. So for many of us, we restrict the frequency and depth of exchange with others, with other living things, other sentient beings. We breathe in a very shallow manner. When you restrict that, you are restricting the amount of nourishment your body is allowed to receive. You are allowing yourself to be depleted. It's time to breathe deeply. Breathe with purpose. Card number 41. To the celestial mountain. There are times when divine energy is needed to help us achieve our spiritual goals. When you do not feel completely in control of your destiny, the divine is usually gifting you with an opportunity to reach for assistance and to invoke divine power to call to the celestial mountain so that you might be gifted with a far superior outcome. Your permission to beings that love you unconditionally to offer you help is an expression of spiritual empowerment. You empower those forces to come to your aid and help you manifest your life purpose and destiny. So this is about the restrictions and constrictions that you've allowed, and someone coming in order to assist you, to facilitate. You know, these draconian programs have caused so many of us, especially the most sensitive, to really, truly, and deeply believe that there are no good people left in the world, that everything is a competition. There are people who exist who will help just because. There are no strings attached. There's no catch. They help just because. Stop wasting your time existing in environments where you have to question them in that way. It's not bad to question, but it's definitely a waste of your time to have to continuously question. Why are you doing this? What do you want? What are you going to get out of this, right? We have to see where that comes from. Where is that rooted? I know that in my history, I've had plenty of people who are more than eager to help because they're going to gain something from it, right? And I'm totally a person where it's like, you should be able to gain from it. If you're helping, we should both benefit. But see, here's the thing. What they gain is strictly for them. I'm being used as a stepping stone. That's not okay, right? That unconditional love card, that's what it's telling us. Remember, I was like, don't enable. I would enable people's capacity and willingness, their desire to use me, because I was existing in a space before where it was this feeling of, if I don't overgive, if I don't allow you and invite you to use me, then you won't want me around. See, I didn't understand my worth then. Now I do. You don't want me around? Okay. All good. Wait, you're not going to overgive? No. I mean, not unless I'm really drawn to like do something for you. My soul has to tell me. I no longer give out of pity. That's one of the most powerful things that I've come to realize about myself. I no longer give out of pity. I give because I'm led to give. I can now see people going through what they go through, and I will still feel like, oh my God, I don't like seeing people suffer. But then it's like this thing of, what is this reflecting back to you? Because there's something within me that's resonating with what I'm witnessing. And that's the part of me that wants my attention. That's why I'm seeing the person go through what they're going through, right? So there's no need to overgive just because you're feeling pity, because you feel obligated, none of that. Okay. You're being asked to empower the divine to help you, to call to the celestial mountain within your own heart, to reach out and allow the divine to assist your current life unfoldment. We live in a free will universe, and no matter how much you are loved, in fact, because you are so loved and respected, no being will intervene for you without your permission, right? Feeling disempowered because of the fear of asking for help. Oh my gosh, for me, that's crippling. Asking for help is crippling. But see, I recognize that's also a trauma response. It's crippling to ask for help because I've had so many people disappoint me through the course of my entire life that I found asking for help opens me up to hurt. And now that I'm existing within a position of power within myself and my life, I see asking for help is an invitation for us to come together as a community. It's not inviting hurt. It only invites hurt when you continue to choose to exist in environments that lack the capacity to understand the gravity of your gift. All of you have helped me to begin healing that wound that's existed for much of my life, that wound that causes me to be afraid of what people will do if they know I'm in a position of vulnerability, right? It doesn't matter what they'll do. I will always find a way to handle what I need to handle. I will always find a way and I will always succeed. Why? Because I will not stop until I've succeeded. I won't stop. I will not stop until I succeed. It's okay. I might have moments of a sense of misstep, right? But it's just a perception of it. No, that misstep was actually letting me know the footing there, it's rocky, it's shaky. I need to place my foot somewhere else, right? And life has been challenging for a lot of people lately. It's been very, very challenging for a lot of people. I don't want anyone to feel alone in that perception of being challenged by life. Many of us are being challenged by life. We get through it. We get through it. Okay? We get through it. And we have our community here. If we need a place to kind of just sit quietly with our head down and allow ourselves to feel the frustration. It's okay to feel frustrated. It's not okay to stay there, but it's okay to feel frustrated, to give yourself the time to process how you're feeling, how life is making you feel. And the reason you feel that way is because your expectation and the reality of what's going on are not aligned. Sometimes we want to head down a path that's not intended for us. Use all the energy to go down that path. For what? Because we so are convinced that's the path we need to go down. Life will find a way of redirecting you. Those failures, they're redirections. Your life is trying to keep you on track. Let it flow with it. Do you know how many times I tried to go ahead and finish college? It's not for me. I will be a forever student. I continue to take courses through edX. These are free courses that you can audit. And when you audit, you're taking the class just like everyone else. And these courses are distance courses that are hosted by Ivy League colleges. You could do it for free. You don't need money. You don't need to pay for the books. You could do it at home. We look for all these excuses. We look for all these reasonings as to why we cannot do this and we cannot do that. Yes, you absolutely can. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Do you know how introverted I am in real life? I can't do public speaking. Yes, I can. Well, I can't do public speaking. It's part of your purpose. Yes, you can. Well, how am I going to do it? How bad do you want to live your purpose? Bad? How bad? Bad enough to talk even when you feel uncomfortable, even when your voice shakes? Do you want to live your purpose bad enough to continue speaking even through tears? Do you want to live your purpose bad enough that you are willing to allow yourself to be vulnerable? How bad do you want it? Right? See, your purpose is what you were created to fulfill. That means everything you do, everything you are, every decision you make takes you further down that path of purpose. You don't have to understand your purpose. You don't have to know what it is. You are living it every single day of your life. As long as you continue to avoid the processing of your past, these events that have upset you, that have deeply disturbed you, these events that have destabilized you in some way, you won't be able to see with clarity. what your purpose has been this whole time, because you're living it this whole time. Oftentimes, we don't want to look at what our past holds because it's wrought with so many instances of when we were destabilized. Those moments of destabilization are moments when you have been removed from the pot in order to be repotted into a larger container so that you could continue to grow with minimal risk of rotting your roots. And some would be like, well, but Emmy, I mean, I thought we were wildflowers. Every flower once started wild. And some were so cherished by Creator that Creator placed it in a container in order to more readily assist it with its growth. Did you know orchids are wildflowers? They're wildflowers. They were harvested from places of wildness, places that were once wilderness to human beings. They were harvested from those locations. You know, every single one of your plants once started somewhere in the wilderness. And yet here we are. At least here I am with like hella plants in the house. Do you know what it's like to have to transport plants? Oh my God. And especially the amount of plants that I have. Oh my God. I'm going to die. Yeah, no. But that's the thing. We get so upset and bent out of shape about the things we don't understand our own journey. Maybe you don't have the capacity yet to understand it because you need the time to first live through it. Your intellectual intelligence and your emotional intelligence develop at different rates. You typically develop intellectually faster than you will develop emotionally. Why is that? Because you need to have an elevation in your intellectual intelligence in order to begin processing, understanding, and assimilating the emotional components of what you've lived through. You see, we develop the intellectual intelligence. We are able to rationalize. We are able to deduce that, oh, I shouldn't have been treated that way. But do we go back and then revisit the emotional aspects? Did you know most of us have the emotional intelligence of like an 8-year-old? And that's why we behave the way we do. Like I've done so much work on developing my emotional intelligence, and I'm probably like 10-year-old, maybe 11, no more than 12. My emotional intelligence is probably no more than a 12-year-old. Yeah. That's not shameful. That's honest. It's real. It's authentic. Honesty, integrity, authenticity. Those are powerhouses. You can go ahead and feign how much more superior you are than others, but if you don't have integrity, honesty, authenticity, it's a waste of my time. It's not worth my time. I'm not going to debate nothing with you. Your ego run. You got ego, and that's not for me to address. I'm not interested in competition. I just said I had the emotional intelligence of a 12-year-old. I don't care if people want to compete. There's no competition if I don't agree to one. And that's how you take your power back. That's how you take your power back. Our final card, Khadga. She wields the holy sword of divine reverence or severance, empowering the soul in radical letting go. See what I'm saying? I was probably at like 16 a few years ago, but I evolved into a 12-year-old. It's okay. It's okay. So, wow, letting go. Okay, she instills the courage to bear the pain of loss and the wisdom to realize the secret blessing that can only arise when we embrace change. Where Our strength of will may not sabotage our ultimate fulfillment and spiritual progress. She will not allow our souls to be ensnared in any kind of deception or trapped in fear. She is the liberator, and her sword clears the path, revealing truth. Khadga is a Sanskrit word for sword. Devi Khadgahasta. 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 Wow. Devi Khadgahasta means divine mother who wields the sword. What is this sacred weapon? The sword severs, breaks, and destroys. It can be a symbol for truth and the need for the soul to let something or someone go, even though the attachment of the ego may demand that we remain connected out of fear of loss or fear of the pain of loss. Devi Kali's sword is a symbol of her will and her attainment. Her sword knows which attachments require severing and when and how to obtain such a release. Even when the holding on, perhaps out of fear or guilt or doubt, denies us the capacity to even consider walking away, her will prevails. Sometimes we invest in a relationship, a situation, a place, or an opportunity because we feel it's needed and beneficial, only to realize later, if at all, that we've outgrown it. Then it becomes, at best, something slowing down our awakening, and at worst, a direct impediment to our spiritual growth. Regressive tendencies come on us slowly so that we don't realize how much damage is being done over time. See, for many of us, we don't realize that it's this thing of the progression, and we just suddenly wake up at some point further down the road and we're like, oh my God, like what happened? You grew, you changed, and you grew. Regressive tendencies creep up on us slowly so that we don't realize how much damage is being done over time. Even if we have a sense of something is not quite right, our awareness can never be complete when we are determined to remain attached and unwilling to see any truth that threatens that attachment. Any unwavering desire for a particular outcome locks us into an unwillingness to see the truth that would shift our perspective and open us to a superior outcome. So it's the unwillingness to see the truth that's locking you in. We may admit something is wrong, but choose to believe that if we just change ourselves somehow or work harder to heal the other person, then this negativity will transform into something positive. Ooh, I'm saying, y'all, many of you that do people projects. Remember, that's what I called it before. People project, right? Right? Do we still do people projects? No, right? Please say no. Please say no. Let's see. When Kali Devi's sword appears as a message, she advises that whatever we are struggling with can and should be handed over to a higher power. She will sever the threads of attachment, and we can trust that if someone or something is meant to remain in our lives or to return according to divine love and wisdom, then so it shall be. If we need to go against divine love to keep something, it can only create suffering. She will not only remove that impediment in your path, but support you so the release brings you joy rather than endless sorrow. The oracle of Khadga denotes divine workings in a struggle you're moving through at this time. So Kali knows. Kali knows we're going through some ish, yo. 10-10. There is a predestined series of events due to occur as orchestrated at a high level. The timing will incorporate the paths of those you have soul contracts with, and the movement. I know what this means. I know what it means. That's okay. That's okay. For you to be at the appropriate vibration to move in harmony with where you need to be and whom you need to interact with, certain releases have to take place now. You can trust in the doors that close just as much as in the doors that will open as a result. So everything in balance, 11-11. And in a minute, it's going to be 12-12 on the East Coast. What? Yes, on the East Coast. You guys, everything is going to be fine. It is a test, but you are good at tests. We are studying for this test together. You're going to get through it. We are going to get through it. We are going to be fine. Okay? You guys want to do a little bit of energy work together before I go? Yes, let's do that. I didn't even wait for you to answer. We ain't got time. We ain't got time. All right. So here goes. I want you to breathe very deep and very slow. I'm going to play some music for us. When I'm lost. Okay. Here. Oh, I love this song. All right. Breathe deep and slow. There. Inhale the light of your truth. Exhale darkness of your doubts. Inhale the light of your truth. Exhale the darkness of your doubt. Inhale the light of your truth. Exhale the darkness of your doubts. Now that you're centered, the energy work that I'm going to do for us, it's going to help keep you in this space of center, give you clarity with your intuition. If you like this, I'm going to calibrate this activation to hashtag clear. For those that don't know, I'm taking full ownership of my energy these days. I will no longer give my energy to those who have harmed me in the past or have intentions of harming me in the present. If you don't have the ability to comment, you're probably one of those people, and my energy will no longer go to you. Not because I'm malicious, but because I finally accept that I deserve more than interacting with you. So, if you'd like to receive this activation, please comment hashtag clear. Hashtag clear. And then continue breathing deep and slow. For those of you sensitive to energy, you might begin to feel it pulsating all around you. Just breathe. Breathe very deep, very slow. To feel tingling going up and down your spine, rising of emotions. For some, you might begin to feel a tightening in the throat. Those are all the words that you needed to say, but didn't have the courage to allow yourself to. The tears, the emotions, let all of that out. Space to be created within you, for the goodness to return back to you. I want you to repeat after me. I give my life permission to change in ways that I might not understand, but are for the goodness, the greatest, most highest goodness. I allow my life to change in ways that will allow me to be more present every day. I'll find the courage inside me to face all of these changes. My fear is allowed to exist, but it is not allowed to rule me. My fear is allowed to exist, but it is not allowed to cripple me. My fear is allowed to exist, but it is not allowed to cripple me. Feel your personal power rising from your belly up to your chest. Those of you who are sensitive to energy, also give permission to feel this. As you feel my hand, I feel your heart. As we feel each other, both become aware of intention. Both become aware of the beauty of our interconnectedness, as well as our individuated experiences and identity. Feel my hand on your cheek. I see you. I hear you. I feel you, and I honor your existence. My gratitude. Feel me holding your hand. Feel me gently squeeze. I'm right there with you. You don't have to go through anything alone. Whenever you feel afraid, you feel unsure, remember this feeling of me holding your hand, because I am. Take one more deep breath in, slow exhale out. Come back to center. Give yourself a moment, very slowly, very gently. Open your eyes. How do you feel? You guys are so welcome. Do you feel yourself release? Feel the release of the things that were unnecessary. The emotions that you've bottled up, all that fear that's gone unrecognized. Fear serves a purpose. You don't have to have no fear. What you need to do is allow the fear to bring your attention to the things that need your attention and apply the solutions that are necessary. You guys are absolutely loved. You are loved by an essence that the human brain is just too limited to fully grasp. You guys are very loved. So if at any point you need a reminder of that, come back to this video, watch it again. It will work exactly the same as the first time you watched it. The coding is recorded. The energy work is recorded. Allow yourself to receive the support that you deserve. Allow yourself. Watch this video as many times as you want. You don't have to watch the thing. Just come and watch this portion. Okay? I think it's at the 1:55 mark, somewhere around there. 1:55, 1:56. That's when the meditation began. One final thing. I know so many of you are dealing with chronic pain, chronic emotional, chronic physical pain. With your permission, I would like to sedate some of that, just to kind of give you some temporary relief, okay? So if you are struggling with chronic emotional, physical pain, put hashtag pain-free. Hashtag pain-free, that's what I'm gonna calibrate this activation for, okay? So what I'll do, I will go ahead and infuse some sedation. It's not gonna take away all the pain. For some of you, it might. For others of you, if that pain is protecting you from further injuring yourself, it's not gonna take away all the pain. It's gonna take the edge off, okay? So give me a second for this. I actually need to listen to a music. Okay. See, look how many of you are hurting. Oh my gosh. That really, that needs to change. I want us to be all healthy, like as healthy as possible. Let me, all right, breathe deep and slow. Hashtag pain-free, okay? For those of you with physical pain, You might feel alternating pulses inside your head and performing deep brain stimulation. For those of you sensitive to energy, you might begin to feel as though a warm blanket has been wrapped around you and that you are being very snugly hugged. You guys know. Thank you, Illuminating Manuscripts. The awareness of how much sadness there is. Sadness and loneliness. That will change. That will change. We're going to change it together as a community. That will change. Allow yourself a few moments to really just feel, integrate a lot of that energy, that shifting that some of you might be feeling, kind of like a small swaying. You're being realigned by your higher self. The work that I do, it's very supportive of your natural processes. I make it a point to not interfere with or violate your natural process. And so if you're feeling like the swaying and stuff, your higher self is shifting you back into a position of alignment between the self and the soul. Let it. If you have the luxury of it, lay down for a few minutes and kind of just give yourself time to make sense of what you are experiencing and start to process it. We are slowly changing the world already. There are things that have been being allowed, and these things for some, it's not so savory. Those are the people who want to hold on to the system as it is. For much of us, we're just feeling changes. We don't know why our emotions and our perceptions, how we feel, who we are is shifting. It's okay. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. I don't know if you guys can see, there's like a purple haze around me. Can you, is it registering? Michael says to point it out. I don't see it on my end just because like, that's stuff I ignore. If you guys can see, I'm like sitting in a purple bubble. It is very indicative of the things that are coming. You guys, for some of you who've been with me for quite some time, you've heard me talk sometimes in depth about this place that's purple. It's like almost like a purple planet or whatever. There's a lot of convergence that's occurring. Corrections, convergence, all of that. It's for our greater good. Don't be afraid. It's for our greater good. I'm not a love and lighter. I'm just, you guys know that about me. It's this thing of the necessary adjustments are being allowed, and we just really need to go through the process, okay? I know there will be people who will probably begin to speak about this type of thing soon if they haven't begun speaking about it already. They're going to try and convince you that a new earth, a new world is going to come, and, you know, the chosen ones will be taken, and, you know. Don't listen to their lies. No one will be left behind. No one will be taken, and no one will be left behind. There's finally enough children that have been born. The new world is already here. And we're being tasked to begin preparing it for them. There is no new world that only some of us will be allowed to enjoy. It's all of us. We are all the chosen. And some people will tell you, well, then that means it's none of us, because if all of us are special, then none of us are. That means you're insecure. We can all be special in different ways and carry different purposes. It doesn't only have to be a select few. There is enough room, enough capacity within creation for it to be all of us. We don't have to agree and believe the same things. We don't have to have the same practice. We just have to love with the same intensity. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we're learning to do. To love with an intensity so profound that it can overcome any differences and cause us to see celebration within the differences. No one's going to be left behind. That was never an option. No one is going to be left behind. And I want to tell you, for those of you who consistently feel like, oh, I'm going to be left behind because I'm not as good as other people. I just, I don't do as much as others. I don't know as much as others. It's always the humble ones, the ones with genuine humility, that are the most cherished by creation. Don't underestimate exactly how loved you are. Don't. You are never not enough. You are always just the right amount in front of people who lack the capacity to understand. Don't allow their shortcoming to be your own. All of us are enough in different ways. So guys, I'm gonna get going. I have to get to work. So much for going live on TikTok. I was, but I think I'm out of time. Maybe, ooh. Having a Kylie moment. Ooh. If you haven't found me yet on TikTok, go check me out there. Emmy Evolving. I'm Emmy Evolving everywhere. Check me out on TikTok. I might go live later. I just have to check what my schedule is. I might go live later and do some stuff there. I want to say they reinstated my, let me see. I think they let me, no. Don't be yelling like that. Let's see. Okay, I think they're gonna let me go live. Leave it up to me. 20 minutes in my first TikTok live stream, they banned me. Okay, guys, I gotta go. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Tomorrow, I'm gonna go live to do expedites, past life readings, black magic revocations, general readings, and the whole shizzle. Go check it out. I think I have everything set up already for that. And then, yeah, find me on TikTok. Find me there. I figure that's like almost a disposable account. We just talk about all kind of stuff there. Oh my gosh. I'll see you guys. Bye, everyone.